Good evening, friends, followers, and channel members. What a lovely night this looks like at Manchester. We're on live time, and as you can see, the clouds are just getting that nice hue of orange as the sun sets. We're off to Stavanger tonight over in Norway, so a nice trip across the North Sea. Flight time is about 1 hour 15 minutes. I've never been there in the simulator. I like going to new places, and after Anchorage yesterday, Norway just seemed like the next choice. Norway is, I believe, one of the areas that's going to be covered by the next World Update. So we'll visit it now, or maybe we'll visit it again after they've done the update, which should be, I think it's sometime next month, isn't it? Hopefully that one will go a little bit smoother than the last one with regards to frame rates, although it may not apparently be the fault of Microsoft Flight Simulator and the World Update. There's a Windows update that's now causing a little bit of a stir, and it may be due to that. Unfortunately, I'm unable to roll it back. I can't uninstall it. It just won't let me because it's a security update. So some people can, I think some people can't. Right, so who have we got in the chat? Good evening, Nick, Christian, Captain 79, and Simon as well. Good to see you. Good to see you all. Welcome to all of you. Christian, you had 2 crash to desktop since World Update 4, and they only appeared while you were tabbed out. If you stay in Microsoft Flight Simulator, the whole flight, everything works. Oh well, I'll try not to hit the wrong tab. Pilot Anthony, good evening as well. Chatting to you earlier today, and for those of you that were in the flight yesterday, I'm sure. In fact, you know what, Pilot Anthony, you can share your good news with us. I shall let you do that whilst I start setting up. VMCGHD, to give you your full title. Good evening. Well, we'd best start setting up, hadn't we? Air traffic control, let's have a quick look, shall we? So Manchester ground is online, so we'll get ground control, then we'll get taxied out to runway 23 right, and then we're on our own, I believe, but at least we'll get our ground clearance started. So let's get in our flight deck, shall we? See how these frame rates are doing. Benuel, good evening. You've watched a load of the videos. First time shooting into a live stream. Oh, well, in that case, I'm glad we can catch you. Right, let's get that fly pad on. We'll start getting some external power and begin setting up. So get the batteries, crew oxygen supply, and some eddies as well. 1, 2, 3. Have a little bit of the overhead panel as well. It's rather dark, isn't it? And a bit of dome lighting as well before we get those passengers on board. Right, so ground. Let's call over that external power. Here he comes. Taylor Johnson, good day as well to you. G Mark, you're like that, a long time lurker. Glad to be part of the stream. Good to see you as well. I love it if you've been here lurking around. Do say hello. Please don't not make yourself known to us. Love the community that we've built up. Where's the jetway? Is that the jet? No, we've not got a jetway here. We've got a ramp. Oh well, never mind. Right, so we've got the external power. Let's start bringing that in. There we go. Get some nav lights on, no smoking. Okay, fuel then, let's have a look. We also need to have a look at our weather for today, both here at Manchester and of course at Stavanger. Matthew Aviation, real operation flights, right, so we're working on real time, working on real weather. It's not a real life flight, of course. Normally I do try and operate real life flights, but just with the lack of flights at the moment due to COVID, that's not possible. So basically we just do everything as realistically as we would do in the real world, as far as the simulator will allow us to, of course. Right, so I'll just pop in my company sim brief username here, Easyjetsimpilot. There we go. Christian, you just saw an aircraft in a cloudless sky. What a rare sight. Yeah. Just seeing an aircraft at the moment is a rare sight. Oh, Ben Yule, turn off the in-game air traffic control. That is very, very unreliable. We don't like in-game air traffic control. We either fly on VATSIM or not at all. Okay, dispatch, operational flight plan. In fact, let's just see, what have we got weather-wise then? Let's just go back to the overview of the dashboard, and this can give us our weather. Right, so Manchester winds 300 at 7, no clouds detected, no significant clouds anyway. And then Stavanger, what do we have? Winds 240 at 7, scattered 600 feet, that's low, broken 1,000 feet, winds becoming 29015. So those winds starting to get up a little bit, looking like the RMP for runway 29 is going to be the option. Oh, I was hoping the winds had changed and I'd be able to do the ILS. Nick, are you flying with us? It's an RMP approach. And HD's just informed me as well. It's an offset RMP approach. What on earth's one of those? So there we go. HD, I'll let you read through the NOTAMs. In fact, that's a good point. Let me just grab you the operational flight plan for today. Anyone wanting to grab hold of that? I'll just pop that in the YouTube chat now for you. Bear with me a moment. Captain B, the air traffic controller ATC just crashed you into a mountain. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. Okay, there we go. So there's the operational flight plan. All my pilots monitoring can now check their NOTAMs for me. I did see a taxiway that was closed here actually at Manchester, but I don't think it affects us. Right, so with that, let's look at the operational flight plan. See what fuel we looking. So we've got a planned block. Try again. A planned block fuel of around 5.2 tons. Okay, so 5.2 tons, and let's have a look. Scroll that down. Let's see. If we take 5.5 tons, that should be okay. Visibility is not too bad anyway, is it, Stavanger? We've got those low-level clouds, which could play a bit of an issue, depending on where they're sat for an RMP approach, but hopefully we'll be fine. We've all seen things like that happen in Microsoft Flight Simulator before, though, haven't we? So, best to be aware. Okay, so 5 minutes, and that defueling is now underway. We're going to start letting some passengers on board. So let's just go to the ground tab, and here we go. Here comes the ramp. You guys can all start getting on board. Also start chucking the baggage on, and catering as well. Get that beer cart loaded up. All right, so what have we got? QNH is 1018. That's information uniform from air traffic control. I've already gone ahead and checked the ATIS information. And HD 5.3 tons rounding up. Well, I rounded up a little bit more, didn't I? I went to 5.5, just to play a little bit safe. It becomes more of an issue now in the simulator, which is great, and that is because the simulator is burning fuel correctly, which it, as we all know, it didn't used to. Let's come down to the pedestal here. A little bit of lighting, as it will become dark in a short while. Right, so air traffic control ground frequency is what? 121.85. We'll not tune to it yet, but we will set that. Oops, 121.85. And VHF 2 121.5. Wish there was a way you could hard code that in so it was always there. Presumably it should be anyway. Right, okay, that's the guard and ground all set. Let's check everything else is where it should be. We've not done the engine fire test, but we don't even get the 3 clicks at the moment, so I presume they will put those back in eventually. Okay, all looks fine there up to the FCU 1018, the QNH flight directors 1 and 2 now both turned on. HD ETA in Zulu. What is it? So if we're leaving here in about 45 minutes, an hour, and it's an hour and 15 minutes flight. So what's that going to be? That's 8:45, 10:15, about 10:15. That'll be about 10:15. Zulu will be 9:15. Or 21:15 Zulu time. Right. Where was I? Oh yeah, FCU. That's all set. And our initial climb, I believe, we need to check this obviously with air traffic control, but I think our initial climb is going to be to 5,000 feet. So we can leave that as is. We'll check that in a moment though anyway. Instrument panel then. Let's get some brightness turned up on the PFD, ECAMs. First officer's displays can come off. Save frame rates. And after that, let's just check iris alignment is in 2 minutes. Alright, so let's go to the McDo and start setting things up here. ATSU menu, AOC menu, clear that scratch pad. And Mako Simulations, good evening. We're enjoying Manchester at the moment. I've got a new watching point. I like to go and sit by the pub. Here, it's great. We might just set up the camera one day and put it in the beer garden of the airport pub and watch the VATSIM flights come in and stream it. Init press. Let's pull in from SimBrief. There we go. Yeah, 1 hour 30 minutes is our flight time. Right, so that's all okay. And let's go and have a look at performance, weights and balance. So ignoring the block fuel page because we don't need that to load the simulator anymore. Let's have a look and check. Oh, GPS primary, let's come in, clear that. Right, payload 17056. Zoom in. 17056. Fuel weight is 58.1, rounded up. There we go, that's spot on. Check that zero fuel weight as well. Just move that back up to 30. There we go. Oh, Tower Lisbon. Oh, we're not flying to Lisbon. Okay, let's load that in. So there's the weights all loaded in. 164 passengers done. Tuckaway, how was the red eye from Anchorage? Oh, beautiful. Really enjoyed it. Really did enjoy that flight. That was something special. Have to go back there again. Okay, that's set up. Let's come and start importing things here. So, init request. Let's get the data link in, and we need to fill a few gaps in here. So the alternate is Echo November Tango Oscar. Echo November Tango Oscar. Flight number Easy34 Alpha Mike. The call sign this evening, cost index of 8, of course. Flight number in use. Who's using my flights? Who's using my call sign? Easy34 Alpha Mike. Not that it affects VATSIM at all. Oh, never. Someone is using my call sign. Okay, Easy34. Oh, we'll go with Bravo Mike. Why not 34 Bravo Mike? I won't be calling that, of course. VATSIM's got me down as 34 Alpha Mike. This makes no difference, actually. But it's nice to have that correct. Ento is Ryanair's Oslo Airport. Right, cruise flight level. Well, that's not correct. We're not cruising at flight level 230 all the way there. We do actually, it's just the way SimBrief does it. It's because it's given us a step climb, which is a bit daft. I think I scrolled through earlier. We're actually going to be cruising at 370. Yeah, there we go. We're up to flight level 370. So flight level 370. We're going to leave that temperature then because that's probably more accurate. And the tropo then, let's see what the tropo pause is. Scroll that back up. 34282. Not a million miles away. 34282. That's on. Okay, so flight plan. Do you know what? Before I go and pop the flight plan in, let's make a quick call to air traffic control and see. So, what are we expecting? Let's check. So we know we're departing runway 23 right. That's given to us in the 80s. Let's see if we've got the Paul 5 Romeo departure. See what it gives us. So let's just tune to that 12185.
Yeah, maybe 2 days ago, something like that.
Oh.
Yeah, it's every chance.
How informal. Okay, so Manchester ground, good evening, Easy 34 Alpha Mike, parking stand 6, type A320 Neo, request IFR clearances filed to Stavanger.
Easy 34 Alpha Mike, Manchester ground, very good evening to you. You are cleared to Stavanger on the Pole Hill 5 Romeo departure, runway 23 right, squawk 5241, information Victor. Current QNH 1018.
Cleared runway 23 right by the Pole 5 Romeo departure, squawk 5241, QNH 1018, and we'll check information Victor. Thank you.
Easy 3 for Alpha Mike, correct.
Okay, so the Pole 5 Romeo is what we'd filed and what we've got, so that's quite nice. Right, flight plan, let's get that in. We'll also set the squawk as well after we've done this. So departing runway 23 right, and it is the Pole 5 Romeo. Insert. And then what have we got when we get to the far end? We have got the Unbud 3 Romeo to runway 29. Arrival runway 29, which is the RNAV or RMP I think it is. And what is it? Unbud. Unbud 3 Romeo. Check we got those right. There's two very similar. Unbud 3 Romeo. Unbud 3 Romeo. That's the one we want. And is via Flare. That's a great waypoint name, isn't it? Let's check. So the Unbud 3 Romeo. As we come in from Unbud, it is.
708. That's we refiled our flight plan.
Is that by Akobo? Akobo is the clearance limit.
Right, Roger, stand by.
And yeah, so Akobo, the initial approach.
Perfect. You are cleared.
There we go. Insert.
On the Samba 1 Romeo departure. Runway 23 right.
484 miles.
6 information Victor QNH 1018.
I'm just going to turn air traffic control off. 484 miles. Let's do a check there. 489 miles. Love it when it's that close. Right, so I'm happy with the rad nav. I'm just going to come down as well over here and set that squawk before we forget. So the squawk was 5241. 5241. Oop, forgot to press clear. 5241. Lovely. Okay, so our RadNav page. Do we need to set anything up on the RadNav page? Situational awareness here at Manchester. We can put the Mike Charlie Tango in, and I would probably put the Pole Hill VOR in as well, as that's where we're headed. So the Mike Charlie Tango and the Pole. Mike Charlie Tango and insert and the Pole. There we go. So happy with the RadNav page. In it B then, let's check this fuel out. So, Big thank you to those of you that have just subscribed. Great stuff. Thank you very, very much for that. And let's have a look then at the zero fuel weight. What was that? Zero fuel weight was 58.1. Ooh, look at that. Red sky at night. Shepherd's delight. 58.1. And we set the zero fuel weight center of gravity as 30. And trip wind, what have we got? A slight tailwind tonight of 9. Okay, we've got 5.5 tons loading in, and fuel planning suggests 4.9. So I'm happy with that. And what are we taking? I'm going to double check now. I can't just look up anymore. They've done away with the panning. Oh, there we go. 5.5. Yeah, I can't pan around the screen anymore, which is a bit of a pain. 5.5. We'll let that do some work. Right, there's our takeoff weight, which is 63.4. The alternate fuel then is showing as call it 1.3, rounded up. 1.3. There we go, 37 minutes. Right, so we'll move on to our performance page in a moment. Just check what we got. We're estimating 2.7 tons when we get to Stavanger, so that's fine. Right, so what was our estimated takeoff weight? 63.4. Let's have a look at our performance page then. So 63,400. There we go. Get the weather from Manchester, Echo Golf Charlie Charlie. Grab that METAR, runway 23 right. I presume is going to give us the full length of the runway. We'll double check that that is correct. 2897. So let's bring Navigraph in now. Charts for Manchester. Takeoff runway available, that's 23 left. We want 23 right. 2897 meters. Spot on. Okay. Right, let's have a look at popping those in. HD, you tell me you've got some performance calculations for me. I'll take those if you've got them. Now we've got the takeoff weight. I'll do it on the website as well, just to see what we get. But let's go over to the performance page then. Right, transition altitude at Manchester is 5,000 feet. Which, interestingly enough, is also our stop climb altitude for this particular departure. Thrust reduction acceleration is correct. Flaps 1. And right, HD, so what flex do you got? You've got us a 69. Let's compare this, see how close it is. Oh, you're giving me the M intersection. We can request that from ground. In fact, ground won't even care. He'll have handed us off to the non-existent tower by that point. Okay, so let's go from Mike. HD, I'm going to let you check that. 2576, I'm going to presume that's correct. Right, let's calculate those and see. So, flex 67, and what are the V-speeds? Again, that's probably not too far off compared to yours, HD, because obviously yours is for the Neo, this is for the older engines, so that's fine. Okay, let's pop that information in. So the flex temp 69, and we've got these V speeds of 136, 136, 138. Let's see what the simulator gives us. 130. Oh, okay, that's a little bit less. Let's change that. 136. What's VR then? 131. And go on, what's it telling us V2 is? 135. Yeah, they're still not a million miles away, are they? 138. There we go. Right, so the performance page is all set and done. Right, let's have a look at our, let's do a departure briefing then. So we are parked at stand 6. So we expect to push back, face south, then taxi via Lima and probably Kilo Juliet all the way. And we're going to take Mike now using those performance figures. We don't need to go all the way to the end to Juliet. So we'll take Mike. That means we bypassed the pub though, I'm afraid. So that's our taxi out. When we take off, we need to maintain, I mean this should be hard coded in anyway, but basically once we are 3 miles from the Manchester, Mike Charlie Tango, then we begin our right hand turn, and our initial stop climb, as I say, is 5,000 feet. And again, we don't need any sort of hard coding in. I'm going to check how that looks, the flight plan on the display anyway. HD, what was the engine out? Did you give me that one? I'll let you come back to me and answer that. So the weather here at Manchester is quite nice actually. Nothing really to report weather-wise. That's decent. The aircraft is the A320neo fly-by-wire. It's the experimental version. It's not RMP capable, not automatic, so we're going to have to use FPA in order to do that approach to runway 29. No times. We've got a closed taxiway here at Manchester. It's not going to affect us. Any other no times, my pilot's monitoring, that's you guys, will have read through all that bump. I'm sure of that. Threats to be aware of. No major threats. Obviously, we've got the Pennines, haven't we, to the east of the airport, but we should be well above that by the time we get there. So, just to confirm, transition altitude is 5,000 feet. Our initial stop climb is also 5,000 feet. Minimum safe altitude for our departure is 3,500 feet. And that's it. And I'll just update that now. HD 1220. There we go. Christian smells like a noise abatement too. You would be right. And that's all set. Happy with that. Right, I'm now just going to check the coding of this departure. Let's see what it looks like on the navigation display, see if it matches up. So let's just bring that in here, flip over to the plan view. So as we can see, yeah, that pretty much looks like I would expect it to. Where's Navigraph gone? You can see those matching up. So we decide when we're going to make that turn 3 miles out from the Mike Charlie Tango. And right hand turn then up to the pole. After that, let's just zoom in a little bit, scroll through these and check how our arrival looks in Stavanger. And that again actually looks pretty decent from what I can see. Let's have a look at those charts, check that out. So this is our arrival. Oh yeah, there you go, there's a little arc, there's the arc. All these waypoints as well look like they're matching up nicely as well. 951, 952, etc, etc. We can review this in the cruise anyway. We've got some max speed restrictions on the arrival, and then it's to Akobo. After Akobo then, check that this is correct. Ooh, that's the wrong approach. There's the RMP. So from Akobo we then go up to Osmop, the initial fix, and let me just scroll through a little further, and there it is, Osmop to Ulsip, and Ulsip, down we go. Ulsip, that's where we start our 3.5 degree glide path angle, so slightly steeper than usual. So that looks good. Let's go ahead, close that down, and put that back to arc, zoom out a little bit and select nav. Alright, wonderful. All passengers are now on board, I believe. Refueling is complete. Let's get the fuel pumps on, let's get the APU running, and we'll start looking to to push back. Once the APU's running, we'll do our before start checklist. HD, the speed constraints were on the navigation display when the simulator was first released. I think it's a little bit hit and miss as to whether they're displayed or not. So, so yeah, basically. Right, so that's setting up. Just waiting for that APU to run. Still getting some frame rate issues, aren't we, here at Manchester? I don't think it's, well, it's definitely not the airport's fault. It's not Macro Simulations Manchester's fault. It's either the World Update number 4 or the Windows update, Windows 10 update that's recently come through. Wow, that red sky. That's looking really nice, isn't it? Okay, seatbelt signs also on as well.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome on board our Easyjet service. Please place your large bags into the overhead locker, wheels first, and keep your small items under the seat in front of you. These include laptops, handbags, duty-free and loose items of clothing. Once you have safely stowed your cabin bag, please take your seat. To help us ensure a prompt departure, we would kindly ask that you keep the aisle clear, enabling all remaining customers to board. Your seatbelt can now be fastened ready for departure. This is a no smoking service. Thank you for observing this policy.
Excellent.
Okay, we'll get the pushback clearance as well in a moment. We'll make sure those doors are armed. Let's tune back to ground.
Ground Skyway 708, just a question, do I need to refile the flight plan or? Negative. Go over to delivery 4 a little bit, and then when you're ready for push and start, he'll pass you back over to me. Okay, roger, affirmative, Skyway 708.
Ooh, wow, a bit more air traffic control to come online. So we've got the tower, we've got London Control. I'm not sure how much which particular area they're looking at this evening, but we may have a bit more ATC than originally planned, so that's nice. Okay, so let's run our before start checklist. So our cockpit preparation is all now completed. Signs are on and auto. Our ADIRS, let's check 3 nav green. 3 nav green, there we go. Fuel quantity 5.5 tons is loaded and balanced. And flight management guidance systems all set. Altimeter 1018. We can check on here, make sure that's the same. Yeah, 1018, that's not changed. Alright, so let's get our pushback clearance then. Manchester ground, Easy 34 Alpha Mike, stand 6, ready for push and start.
Easy 34 Alpha Mike, stand 6, push and start, approved face south, QNH 1018.
Push and start approved face south, QNH 1018, Easy 34 Alpha Mike. Okay, so get that beacon light on. Nose wheel steering disconnected. Start the elapsed timer. Acupressure's in the green. Transponder.
Start approved face south. QNH 1018.
Parking brake is on. And lock those doors. Let's run the before start checklist below the line.
Start approved facing south. QNH 1018.
Windows and doors closed and armed.
Pushback beam.
Rotating beacon light on, mobile phone off. Well, that's a lie actually. But parking brake is most certainly on. Okay, welcome on board everyone. We're going to start pushing back. We'll switch the engine mode to ignition and start engine 1. Tug is connected.
Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of myself...
Easy 274 span 10, push and start approved face south, make it a short push, beam stand 8.
The ground crew and the fueling crew have all finished and we're
Pleasure,
just
push, approved face.
from here. cabin crew are making their final checks as they work through the cabin, so if you could please get yourselves sat down comfortably with your seatbelts securely fastened and give them their full attention as they begin their safety briefing. A big welcome on board today to our Easyjetsimpilot members.
Manchester ground, FedEx 33 to Stan 72. Thanks for your service. Have a good night.
Cruising altitude,
Take care, mate. See you soon.
commence, and the cabin crew will be able to provide you with drinks, snacks, and merchandise throughout the duration of the flight. Once again, I'd like to thank you for choosing to fly with Easyjet today. We'll have an
Ladies and
update for you.
gentlemen, we now ask for your attention while we take you through the safety procedures on this aircraft. A safety card is in your seat pocket showing the exit routes, oxygen masks, life jackets and brace position that you must adopt if you hear brace, brace. There are 2 emergency exits at the rear, 4 in the middle, and 2 at the front of the cabin. Floor lighting will guide you to an exit. Please be aware that your nearest exit may be behind you. In an emergency, leave all cabin baggage on board. Your seatbelt is fastened, adjusted, and released as shown. It must be fastened when the seatbelt signs are on, and we recommend that you keep it fastened at all times. If the air supply fails, masks will drop from above you. Pull a mask towards you to start the oxygen. Put the mask over your nose and mouth. Hold in place with the strap. Pull on each side to adjust. Put on your own mask before helping others. If we land on water, take the life jacket from under your seat. Put it over your head. Pass the tapes around your waist. Click together and pull the strap to adjust. Do not inflate it inside the aircraft. When outside, inflate by
Easy274, taxi holding point Mike 1, runway 23 right, via Lima, Papa, Kilo and Juliet.
and whistle for attracting attention. We also carry flotation aids for children. Your tray table must now be stowed, armrest down, window blinds open, and seatbelt fastened. We wish you a pleasant flight with Easyjet.
So I'm just waiting for engine number 2 to stabilize. Yeah, HD, you know I realised that the fuel page was still on when I went to check the doors had been closed and armed. There we go. Engine number 2 is now stabilized. So APU bleed off. Anti-ice not required. Well, actually, oh, it's 14 degrees. Anti-ice not required. And APU master is now off. And let's set ground spoilers, rudder trim, flaps 1, and the trim center of gravity is 32.1. So around there will do. So pitch trim set, ECAM fine, and we're clear to disconnect.
Manchester ground, good evening. Sky 708 is ready for push and start. That's stand 7. Skyway 708, stand 7, push and start approved safe south. A beam stand 5 if possible.
So the after start checklist, anti-ice is off, ECAM status checked, pitch trim is 21.1, and rudder trim is checked 0.
A beam stand 5. Roger, finishing push at beam stand 5.
So the pushback tug is now clear, we'll get our taxi clearance. Manchester ground, Easy34 Alpha Mike is ready for taxi.
Easy 3 Alpha 34 Alpha Mike, taxi holding point Mike 1, runway 23 right, via Lima, Papa, Kilo and Juliet.
Taxi holding point Mike 1 via Lima, Papa and Kilo for Easy34 Alpha Mike. So let's just double check that where we're going. So down to Lima, onto the little Papa here, then Kilo, which turns into Juliet. There's Mike 1. So yeah, so it's the route that we were expecting. Quick flight control check. Full left, full right, neutral, full up, full down, and neutral. Rudder, full right, rudder, full left.
Stay with me for the moment.
All is good. So let's get the taxi light on. And we can remove the parking brake and start our taxi out. Dome lights I'll turn off before we actually take off, so don't worry about that. You will get to see the dark cockpit. Shaman on Twitch, how do I do the how do I move the cameras around? They're custom views, my friend. We've just basically set them up as custom views. There is a video on my YouTube channel about doing that. I set them up for the CRJ, so if you want to go ahead and check that out, you can do that with any aircraft. The exact same technique with any aircraft. So this is left now on to Papa. There's stand 12.
Scandinavian 547, stand 2, ready for push and start.
And then it is the
Scandinavian 547,
left turn.
Straight push approved, face east, QNH
Just here.
1018.
Straight push approved, face east, 1018, Scandinavian 547.
EasyJet, you're staying with me for the moment. Tower's just fixing the microphone issue.
Oh dear. It's probably happened in real life before that, to be fair.
Speedbird 464, give way to the Easyjet A320 passing right to left on Kilo, then taxi holding point Mike 1, runway 23 right, via Juliet, Foxtrot, Juliet.
Give way to the Easyjet and then Juliet, Foxtrot, Juliet and hold up Mike 1, Juliet, Foxtrot.
Okay, so we've just set auto brakes, put the weather radars on, etc. And checked TO config. So flight controls has been checked. We've alerted the cabin crew, and we'll leave the weather on for our departure. Let's just double check and go through our departure briefing again. So no change to our performance apart from a wrecked gear. Now we've run over this van. Engine out procedure, if we needed to return to the airport we would. We're below the maximum landing weight, no issues. Weather's great here at Manchester, nice long runways, and I'm very familiar with the airport, which is always nice. Our departure matches what we have in the FMGC, as does our stop altitude of 5,000 feet. HG, the actual frame rates are laggy. It may not just be the stream, it's the frame rates. We're really struggling at the moment with that. Okay, before takeoff checklist. Flight control is checked. Departure briefing is completed. Flaps config 1. FMA takeoff data 136 blue, 138 magenta, climb nav blue, 5000 blue, 1 FD2, flex temp takeoff 69.
Taxi to holding point Mike 1, runway 23 right via Julia Echo Bravo.
Transponder set, ECAM memo takeoff no blue, electronic flight bag is stowed. Yeah, that Windows update, they need to do something about that. Isn't it weird that Windows update came around the exact same time as the World Update number 4? Which one's causing the issue? Answers on a postcard, please. I suspect it's possibly the Windows update, and we were all saying how rubbish World Update 4 was. I think we need to go back to Azobo and apologise. HD, you need the loo. That's you've got 2 minutes separation. We're not going anywhere while the tower's not speaking.
Contact tower 118.
There we go. I reckon you've got 5 minutes.
Contact tower 118, 625, easy to send for good night.
Dave, we've not got live traffic on, but we do have VATSIM traffic on. Still on ground frequency there, my friend. Switch over. 18625.
Easy 274, Manchester Tower, radio check.
Easy 274.
Easy.
Which frequency is he broadcasting on? Manchester Towers 18625. I've not flipped over just yet.
Easy 34 Alpha Mike, contact tower 118.625. Have a good day.
18625 for Easy 34 Alpha Mike. Night night. Manchester Tower, good evening. Easy 34 Alpha Mike is now with you, taxiing to hold short at Mike 1.
Easy 34 Alpha Mike, Manchester Tower, hello. Hold Mike 1 and I'll call you back in just a second. Sorry for the queue, I had just a few audio issues.
Roger, no problem. We'll hold it. Mike 1. Easy 34 Alpha Mike. You can hide the cockpit toolpits. I think it's in the assistance part of the settings. In the
Easy 34
simulator.
Alpha Mike, behind the departing company Airbus A320 via Mike 1, runway 2, correction, line up, runway 23 right.
Line up and wait behind the departing company A320. Runway 23 right. Easy 34 Alpha Mike. And he's gone. So, let's get those lights on. Strobes, landing, takeoff lights, and we want TCAS, tilt above, TARA. We can also turn the packs off now as well. Okay, before takeoff checklist, below the line. Cabin is secured for takeoff. Engine mode select normal. TCAS TARA tilt above, and packs are off. Anti-ice also off. There you go, HD. Told you had time.
Easy 274, contact London Control 127.1 cheers.
London Control 127.1.
Easy 274, good night. Easy 34 Alpha Mike, runway 23 right, surface winds 307 degrees 5 knots, clear for takeoff.
Cleared for takeoff. Runway 23 right, Easy 34 Alpha Mike. Just before I do take off, very quickly, our 127.1, I want to key that in so I can make the switch. 127.1.
So that choose correction 464 via correction behind the departing Easyjet A320 via
Okay,
Mike 1, line up,
and
runway 23 right.
takeoff. Start the chrono.
Easyjet, line up time.
And set 50% and 1. Engine stabilize, takeoff thrust. Man flex, SRS. Here's the hump. V1 and rotate.
Positive red climb, gear up.
So just holding around 15 degrees of pitch. When we're 3 miles away, we'll begin that right-hand turn.
34 Alpha Mike, no further ATC available, motor to Unicom 122, that's late, have a nice one.
Over to Unicom, thanks for the service. 34 Alpha Mike, bye-bye. And let's lower that nose, set climb thrust. Positive speed trend, let's get the packs back on. 2.5 miles away.
Tower 708 behind the departing British Airways Airbus A320 via Mike 1, line up runway 23 right behind.
Line up and wait, 23 right, behind the Airbus on the runway Skyway 708, that's runway 23 right.
And we can now go flaps 0.
464, runway 23
Ground
right,
spoilers
3
disarmed.
7 degrees, 5 knots, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, 2 right.
All's looking good there. So autopilot 1 now coming on. Engaging autopilot 1. No further air traffic control, so let's set a higher climb, shall we? So we'll set flight level 2, in fact. Let's set flight level 210, set standard pressure, and confirm 210 blue. Matthew Aviation, we didn't need full power for that takeoff. We can use flex temp. Nice long runway, not too heavy. Hopefully these frame rates will get a little bit better once we get away from Manchester.
Skyway 708, runway 23 right, 730 degrees, 5 knots, clear for takeoff.
Clear for takeoff, runway 23 right, Skyway 708.
But you can see it lagging, of course, as I'm panning around the cockpit.
1G.com, 122.8, 244, taxi at Easyjet.
That's Nick departing behind me, I think. 122.8.
Tower, good evening, Scandinavian 547, Mike 1.
I'm struggling even to turn...
Crash in Manchester Tower, hello, via Mike 1, line up runway 23 right.
Struggling even to turn the radio frequency
Line up 223 right,
there, just because of the frame rate issue. Pascal, why is it stuttering so much? Great question.
We recommend that you keep your seatbelt fastened whenever you are seated. Toilets are located at each end of the cabin. Remember that smoking is not permitted at any time. This includes e-cigarettes.
So, coming up to 10,000 feet. Lights coming off. Wasn't this dark when we started the stream? Airport on the EFIS. Oh, look at those frame rates taking issues there. And the problem is, if we get frame rates like this, the autopilot won't like it. That stuttering causes the autopilot to oscillate. I think we just about rescued that. Maybe we'll keep those seatbelts on for a minute till we've climbed away from Manchester. Okay, let's release that cabin crew. And we can go to flight level 370. Check the progress page. Optimum 390. There's the max 390. So flight level 370 set. Get that anti-ice on as well. 370 blue. Anti-ice coming on. There we go. So now we're in the climb. Okay, so if you guys aren't aware, last week we obviously had World Update 4 and everyone said, oh my word, the frame rates now are rubbish. Because those of you that are familiar with the channel, you'll have seen great frame rates all the way through. We never had any issues with the spec of the PC or the graphics and things like that. Even when streaming, rarely did we have any problems. Windows last week released an update on like the 14th, 15th, might be the 16th, but they released an update to Windows 10. Not everybody installs it at the same time, of course, and this latest update has caused problems, not just for Microsoft Flight Simulator, but it's also caused frame rate problems for all games across the board, and everybody is starting to mention it and talk about it and say, well, that's a big problem, Microsoft, you need to sort it. Microsoft have not yet acknowledged it, but it's becoming rather well accepted now that Microsoft have made a bit of a boob, and they have caused great frame rate issues. So I don't think it was the World Update number 3. I don't have any other games to test that theory, unfortunately. Okay, we're above that little cloud layer. I think those stutters have finished. Yeah, see, now we're away from Manchester. The frame rates have come back. Let's release the passengers. Nick, you've got bad frame rates as well. I know you've got Mako Airport as well, so it's just the detail. HD, what's Stavanger going to be like? Dark. It's okay, it'll be dark, we'll not see. But yet, strangely enough, yesterday, guys, we did a long haul flight. We did nearly a 7-hour stream yesterday. No frame rate issues. Dark, you play other games since the update with no effects to frame rates and no issues with Microsoft Flight Simulator. Dark, have you got the right update? And a lot of people say multiplayer setting is the problem. Can you differentiate between multiplayer and VATSIM? Because there are two different things. VATSIM is not multiplayer. Or it is, but not in a Microsoft Flight Simulator sense. Dave, which runway has the hump? It's 23 right. Very well shown as and emulated by Mako simulations. I'm just enjoying the view of the evening sun setting in the west. So, about to pass flight level 220. Clear that RadNav page. Yeah, so Zabu, yeah, I have not got multiplayer in the menu. It is turned off. Not just disabled, but also turned off as well. It doesn't make too much difference, unfortunately. Dave, what you've got to do if you're landing on runway 23 right is do as I do. Land just after the hump on the downward slope. Landing on the hump just flattens it, as HD says. Danny, it honestly doesn't help. Danny, turning down the settings makes no difference. I'm not an internet. I'm not a software coder or anything, as you know, but I've ran this thing on its lowest settings. Makes no difference. Something to do with how things are built and portrayed in the simulator. JJ, that's not the sunset, that's Liverpool burning. Is that in protest to the new European Super League? That's what we can chat about on the flight to Stavanger. Get that ice turned off. Who wanted the dark cockpit? There we go. Let's go dark for a little bit. I think some of my favourite flights are those with the sunrise, as we did yesterday. Captain 79, get some tunes on. I can't. YouTube shouts at me. Get the wrong tunes. you get things like copyright violations. So have we got any other air traffic control to be aware of on our flight over? Nothing that I can see at the moment. I think we may be on our own. Ah well, HD, fair enough. I'm a Sheffield Wednesday fan for my sins, and it would have been great this year being able to laugh at Sheffield United, our arch rivals, bottom of the league, until you look where Sheffield Wednesday are. Craig, the Super League just means more football, right? If so, you're against you're against seeing it. Dark, so you have got the right update then. What annoys me is I can't roll it back because it's classed as a security update. Ben, no, I'm using self-loading cargo for the announcements.
In just a few moments, we'll commence our in-flight service, offering you the chance to purchase from our selection of fresh food available today. Full details can be found in your in-flight brochure. We accept payment in pounds, euros, most major currencies, and debit or credit cards. The correct change would be greatly appreciated, and if we can be of any further assistance, then just ask us as we join you in the cabin shortly.
Those clouds look really, really nice. Shame it's not daytime, actually. But again, I like doing flights on a live time. Oh, what are we? Flight level 30, and right, so we should be at our cruising altitude in about 6 minutes or so. So tonight we are streaming, of course, on YouTube, as well as to Facebook and to Twitch. So if you're on Facebook, give us a shout, give us a like, give us a share, why not? We're quite new on Facebook, actually, so probably not that popular. We're getting really rather close to 10,000 subscribers on YouTube, which is unbelievable. I've got something big planned for that, which, I'll be honest, I'm quite looking forward to. So when we get to the magic milestone of 10,000 subscribers, there's going to be a good stream. JJ, can we use Leeds more often? It's closer to my house than Manchester. Well, if we're going down that road, then, my friend, I'll be using Donny. I'll be using Doncaster, Robin Hood, Sherwood Forest Airport. How many names can one airport have? Dark, I will chat to you on Discord. I'll send you a message. I'll also send you a screenshot. The uninstall option's unavailable, strangely enough. HD, were you at cost index of 70 or something like that? Were you late? I mean, what we're climbing at now, 1,500 feet per minute. How long we've been flying? About 15.5 minutes. Jack, you live in Brittany, France, and was out yesterday when an Easyjet plane flew quite low over us. Was it me? Oh, I wish it had have been. Even as a passenger, I wish it had have been. Craig, am I going to fly the Spitfire across the Atlantic? God, no. Interesting idea, though. Oh, HD, if it's an empty aircraft, that's cheating. Was it a really short flight as well, so you had like 4 ton of fuel loaded? Were you taking it from Luton to Gatwick? Something like that? John Roberts, Nick Burrows and Rocky Owen liking that that Facebook stream. Thank you very much. So where do you reckon we're over at the moment? Let's pull that VFR map up, shall we? Oh, we're heading out over Newcastle shortly. Newcastle around there somewhere. That's got to be the River Tyne, hasn't it? Wonder if we'll still have that hint of daylight. We're travelling north a little bit. Not quite north enough to have daylight all day round. JJ, how about a series of linked flights going all the way around the world? Well, we did Hamburg to Sydney, didn't we? Over, I think it was 4 weeks of the long-haul Monday, mileage Monday flights. That was good. Really did enjoy doing that. Particularly the last one coming into Sydney. It was a really nice moment. John and Mark as well on Facebook. Thank you very kindly. How are we doing with that climb? We'd best get back in the flight deck for the FMAs. Otherwise the ruler will be out. Christian, you did a legitimate circle to land today in Cherbourg. Wondered why this tiny airport even has an ILS. So you can do a circle to land approach, obviously. You don't use the ILS for actually landing on directly. Mark Bagnall as well, thank you very much for the like. We like likes. Craig, have you ever flown in or out of China or Japan on the sim? Ask Nick Burrows about that. We did a long haul flight, Mac Alt Star. We did one of our mileage Monday flights to where was it? It was going into Tokyo, wasn't it? Tokyo, Japan. And well, the en route ATC was interesting. There we go, alt cruise, and we're at our cruising altitude. Yeah, the flight plan that we'd filed, the air traffic control, it was actually the wrong altitude, the wrong airway, all that sort of rubbish. And en route air traffic controller, he just, oh bless him, there was about 6 or 7 people flying along with me that day, and he'd got 6 or 7 people all flying the wrong way on an airway. And it was like, well, just in the end, I think, look, just where do you want to go? I'm like, we'll go wherever you want to do. You're the air traffic controller. We're completely in unfamiliar territory. We'll just go where you tell us to. Captain 79, what are the switches under the range and mode switches? Alright, okay, so basically you've got the VOR1 and VOR2, which if I had anything in the RadNav page, I've actually just cleared it, look, you can turn on the information for those. So can I get Paul Hillsley just to demonstrate that? So if I put the Pole Hill VOR back in there you go. So Pole Hill is back in. So if I now switch on VOR 1, yeah, there you go. So we're 95 miles away from Pole Hill. So we can use that if we need to. Let's clear that out. Oh, HD, that's good to know. Christian Circle Land that he did a couple of days ago was textbook. Beautiful. Well done, Christian. I did see you discussing this on the Discord server. And I thought, oh, how long is it going to be before we have to do one of those? Tell me, is SimBrief pretty good at getting the airway directions right? It is, to be fair. You know, you can't slag off SimBrief. It's a gem. It's free. And it is pretty amazing at what it does. So, yeah, I'd say 95% of the time it's right. There is some daft thing that it does. Like back at Manchester, it will always give you 2-3 left for departure. Well, normally it's 2-3 right. I don't know if it gives you 2-3 left for landing as well, actually. In which case, that's a definite no-no. HD, yeah, okay. Probably should have mentioned that, didn't I? So VOR 1 is on the captain's display. VOR 2 is on the first officer's display. If you're going into the VOR rows, just there. HD, that's a great idea. We'll just get Christian to demonstrate it. You can do the brief, Christian. I don't think I've ever seen an aircraft land on 2-3 left at Manchester. One of the best things I ever saw at Manchester Airport, and this is going back many years, so I was in the viewing gallery, and with the airband radio, as I used to listen to that. Well, I'd listen to that 24 hours a day if my parents had let me back when I was younger. And I was stood at the viewing gallery watching the aircraft take off. And this small prop plane, well, it wasn't that small, it was commercial. I think it was British Airways prop plane. So I've no idea what it was. Couldn't tell you, maybe an ATR, something like that. ATP, sorry. And yeah, and it took off, and we just watched it take off. And then as we got a little bit closer, just to the point of beam where we were stood, we realised there seems to be stuff coming out of the back of that aircraft. And as it lifted and rotated, you could see a trail of something pouring out of the back of it. And I'm like, well, that's not right. Does someone need to do something? And then another aircraft came over the radio to the tower and said, Tower, just confirm the departing British Airway. He's leaving something behind. He's trailing a liquid of some description. And then less than 5 seconds after that came over the radio, Mayday, 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 British Airways, blah, blah, blah. And of course at that point it's radio silence. Tower just says go ahead. And they said, yeah, we need immediate return back to the runway. And he departed runway 23 right. So I said we'd need immediate return back to the runway, and Tower said, just tell us what you want to do. We can vector you around. And he said, and the pilot came back after a minute or so. Said, right, we're just going to circle. We're going to circle back around. We're coming back in on runway 5 left. And that's what they did. No messing around. He literally just turned around and went straight back in, opposite the way he came out, which I thought was kind of neat. In fact, back then it wasn't runway 23 right and 5 left. It was just runway 24 and runway 6. That's how old it was. HD is going quiz. What are we doing? What's the question? What's the minimum RFFS category for the A319 and A320? Okay. We'll let everyone very quickly get their textbooks out.
start to make their way around the aircraft, so please make sure that the aisles are clear of any items you may have, and I invite you to sit back, relax, and enjoy the flight. A reminder that our Easyjetsimpilot members are able to take advantage of free drinks throughout the duration of the flight. Thank you, and we shall have an update for you shortly.
Right, so I just want to have a quick check on the weather and see which approach we're actually going to do into Stavanger. So just get an updated weather on here. Right, so 1015-310, the wind at 10. Right, so it's now raining a little bit as well. A little bit of light rain, a few clouds, 1,000 feet. Broken to 3 and overcast to 8. So I'm not liking the idea of the INAV. We may look at doing the ILS. I think I'd rather take the crosswind, particularly as the aircraft doesn't particularly like our navs at the moment, or RMP. It's an RMP approach, isn't it? I've just realised that GPS tracking wasn't on the map. There we go. Turn that back on. So let's have a look. Let's have a look at this approach. So what's the winds? 310, in which case we'll probably look to come in on runway, what's the winds? 310, runway 36 then is probably the best bet. Take runway 36. It's also a little bit more straight in for us as well. So in that case, which star are we now looking to use? Chris H, you remember those days, 24 and 6, you still mix them up in the simulator when you have a chance to fly it. Yeah. To me it's always runway 24 and 6, and 24 right of course when they added the second runway. Right, okay, so I'm going to just have a look at our arrivals. So let's select runway 36, and that is the Unbut 2 Tango, I think now, is that right? Unbut 2 Tango. Let's get the correct chart for that. Unbut 2 Tango. Let's see what this looks like. So from Unbud to 25, again a little arc there, and Elbov. Which means I'm now going to change the approach to runway 36 ILS. And the initial approach fix then is Elbov for us using this particular star. Right, let's go ahead and reprogram that. Do you know what? I'm going to put the dome lights on. There we go. Is the RFFS or Rescue Firefighting Services, is it not based on how many passengers an aircraft can carry? HD, you're going to have to enlighten us on that one. Right, well, whilst I look at changing our approach now, given the wind and the slightly worsening weather, and the fact that the aircraft doesn't like RMP approaches at the moment, we're going to look ILS 36 Zulu, and it is the Unbud 2 Tango. Unbud 2 Tango, and what was that veer again? It was Elbov. And insert that. Okay, so let's now just check what this looks like. Let's pop out the pop out that navigation display. Just set that into plan mode. And you can see that actually frame rates drop a little bit when I've got an extra screen coming out, and that's understandable, I guess. Okay, so this is what I'm looking to see, something a little bit like that. I'll bring that back up again in a moment. That to me actually looks pretty spot on, to be fair. What do we think, guys? So Unbud to Z725, then Regvo, and then it kind of misses this little bit of an arc out, which is fine. So what's that? Is that a 10-mile DME arc from Elbov? Something like that, very roughly. And then yeah, so we could just go direct from Regvo to Elbov. HD, question for you. Let your ears pick up. Why is there a H above Regvo? What's so special about Regvo apart from the speed restriction? So yeah, then from Elbov, which we can see just there, then is Pidug Guru, and that's the ILS. Let's have a look. There we go. Pidug Guru. And what's our platform then? There it is. Okay, so there's our approach. That's the one we're going with the winds and rain just starting. So what have we got? It is runway 18. It's okay, I'm now just scribbling. No, it isn't. That's a lie. It's runway 36. Runway 36 ILS. The star is the Unbud 2 Tango. And we've got a speed restriction at Regvo of 220 knots, and we want to be above 7,000 feet. Then when we get to Elbov, we probably want to be at about 3,000 feet, looking at that. In fact, how far away is Elbov from the ILS? 4 miles. So yeah, 3,000 feet, that would make sense. So 3,000 feet at Elbov. And then we're in Pidug Guru on the ILS. So the transition altitude, or transition level, given by air traffic control, but we'll use the transition altitude because they're not going to be online. So 7,000 feet. Platform altitude is 2,700 feet. Minimum safe altitude then is, yeah, we're over the sea, aren't we? So 2,900 feet as we're coming in. ILS category C 229. ILS frequency is 111.35, same as Manchester's. There's a little bit of useless knowledge for you. Elevation is 29, and missed approach altitude is 3,000 feet. So we can't be lazy with setting the missed approach altitude because it's not the same as the platform altitude. Okay, so there's a nice little briefing done there for us then. So what I'm going to do is on the progress page, I'm just going to pop, I'm going to put elbow in here, just to help with my descent planning. 185 miles away. Tell you, approach runway 36 and reverse and land backwards. Well, I will if you will. Omer, anyone know about PAE? Is that Pakistan Airlines? In which case I have no idea.
In just a few moments, we'll commence our in-flight service, offering you the chance to purchase a selection of hot beverages together with drinks and snacks from the bar. We accept payment in pounds, euros, most major currencies, and debit or credit cards. The correct change would be greatly appreciated, and if we can be of any further assistance, then just ask us as we join you in the cabin shortly.
Still got that beautiful glow of the setting sun, don't we? That's probably going to be there for the duration, actually. Heading higher up north, of course. So I'm just going to leave you to enjoy that little view for a second while we, or rather while I, just grab a quick drink. No one wants to listen to me drinking down the microphone. Back with you in a second. Back with you. Oh, Christian, so that H is just a reminder that there's a holding. Was that at that particular point? Let's bring that back in. Oh, I expected to see the actual racetrack if there was one. Just flicking through air traffic control. Did anyone else just hear my autopilot disconnect? Autopilot 1 engaged. That was interesting. Okay, well, we'll see if that happens again. My hands were nowhere near the controls. I'd still got my hand on my drink. Unless I changed the view, didn't I? So unless I just put a little bit too much pressure into the side stick. Very strange. Very strange indeed. Right, let's get the weather. Start looking towards descending away. McDo, ATSU and AOC weather request, we'll get that sent off. Right, what are we in? We're expecting to be at Niven in around 8 minutes, which will be about 50 minutes into the flight. 50 minutes into the flight at Niven. Operational flight plan. See how we're doing with that. Niven there, 52 minutes, so a couple of minutes ahead, and around 2.5 tons showing there as well. What have we got? We've got 3.3. Perfect. Danny, you think the stutter's going to be really bad while landing? Oh well, nothing like optimism. Christian, look at the ADP and Ropno to Quebec approach, for example. Same thing with the Begvu waypoint. Oh, fair enough. I'm not going to say it isn't, because I have no idea. No idea what that H is there for. You must be right. Can't think of anything else. We'll print that off. I would have a quick look outside, but going dark now, not too much to see. Sun has well and truly gone, but it still looks impressive. HD, it's a shame you can't amend the star. You'd like to go Regvo to Elbaf. I think that's what we're doing. HD, that's what we're doing. All of these particular waypoints, 722, 2170, they're not in the star. They've just got rid of them. We're not flying the little separation waypoints. We're just going straight direct to Regvo Elbaf, and that is exactly what is in. If I just flick through that flight plan. It's a bit lower. Yeah, there you go. Look. Regvo to Elbaf. So simulator's done us a favour there, I guess. Right, let's look at some weather data and get that entered in before the McDo shouts at me some more. Simdad, good afternoon, good evening. QNH 1015. And temperature is +7. That's warm, isn't it, for Norway? Wind 310 at 10. So a bit of a crosswind coming in. Transition altitude we've said is 7,000. And what's our decision altitude? 229 in the Barrow. Nice. Christian, it looks like HD's profile picture. Yeah, perhaps if it was a little bit brighter. Okay, good stuff. Weather and landing information then is all received. FMGC. Let's make sure we've got the frequency in there for the ILS 111.35. And we're in. Anything else I need to put on the RadNav page just to help us out a little bit with that? We can put the solar VOR in. ZOL. A little bit more situational awareness. There we go. 11868 118, try again, 11685, get my teeth in, that is correct. And yeah, so FMGC is all programmed in. Landing elevation is 29. Auto brake, how long's the runway? Oh, it's a decent length of runway. Yeah, we shouldn't worry, unless that rain looks particularly bad when we're starting to come into land. It's only light rain at the moment. Auto brake probably not required. So our arrival briefing, which we've done. I'll just do it again quickly for anyone that's missed that on the VFR map up here. So we want to be at 3,000 feet by Elbow, then descending to the platform of 2,700 feet by Piddock, and this is the ILS straight in runway 36. Transition altitude 7,000 feet, platform 2,700, minimum safe altitude 2,900, and our decision altitude is 229. So we'll look to start that descent pretty soon.
Ladies and gentlemen, take full advantage of your tax-free allowances today and make some amazing savings with our boutique range. In your in-flight brochure, you'll find details of our award-winning selection of gifts, most with massive discounts, some of which are exclusive to you as an Easyjet customer. Make the most of your opportunity to shop and save from the comfort of your seat. If you'd like to see any products, have any questions, or would like to make great savings, then just ask us as we join you in the cabin shortly.
And on landing then, coming in runway 36, we'll be vacating at Alpha 1 and coming back then back down to the main terminal, where we shall park anywhere we want. Because there's no air traffic control online to tell us otherwise. Well, not at the moment. Famous last words. We've seen them pop up at the last minute, haven't we?
Ladies and gentlemen, from the flight deck once again, you will be delighted to hear that we will shortly be starting our descent into our destination, at which point the cabin crew will start preparing for our arrival. If you could please make sure that all the aisles are clear, the cabin crew are able to make their way around the aircraft without any luggage in the aisles, that would be most appreciated. A reminder for our Easyjetsimpilot members that free drinks are still available from the cabin crew until the seatbelt signs are turned on. Please note, however, that the toilets will shortly go out of use. Thank you.
Okay, so I'm going to start the descent now, and we need to make sure we're above 7,000 feet by Regvo, so just make sure of that. We're going to set flight level 80 here, and thrust idle open descent, and we're going to hold a speed of, well, we'll hold a speed of 252 knots at the moment. We can increase that to 270 once we get a little bit lower. MFS pilot, oh, no worries, mate. Good to see you popping back in again. Nick, of course, Nick today is doing it's his birthday, his VATSIM birthday. 19 years. He got a little message from VATSIM today when he filed tonight's flight plan, and yeah, he signed up 19 years ago today. I didn't even know VATSIM was that old. 19 years of VATSIM in Nick. That is congratulations, my friend. I hope you have a very smooth landing. Have a quick look outside, and I wondered if I could see any of the aircraft flying along with me. I'm going to test HD now and see how closely he was paying attention. The last change to the FCU I made, which FMA call out did I ignore? Not intentionally, I might add. I've just remembered that I missed it. And no, don't rewind the stream, that's cheating. That's a question to any of you, actually. I missed one of the call-outs. Who noticed? Or did I get away with it? Oh, is it just me, or is there a lot of red and magenta around that airport that we're descending into on the weather radar? What's the... what's the dashboard showing? Let's have a look. Oh, look at that. Stavanger, there's that little rain. That little bit of rain they said they've got. I don't know where this weather comes from. It's really rather accurate. Christian, mate, I've got a better idea. Can you download a fire truck mod and just be sat there at the end of the runway waiting for us? Lewis Aviation, good evening. You're not late, you've not missed the approach. Right, so I'm just tracking this this descent now. We'll leave it at 252 knots. That's fine. We want to be at 220 knots by Regvo anyway, so that's okay. Talia, yeah, CB is right over the airport. Well, as long as it's not thundering. Eddie Man on Facebook, thank you very much for following, my friend. MFS pilot, no problem, mate. Good night. Hope to see you again soon. I think we can get that drinks cart out just once more.
In just a few moments, we'll commence our in-flight service, offering you the chance to purchase a selection of hot beverages, together with drinks and snacks from the bar. We accept payment in pounds, euros, most major currencies, and debit or credit cards. The correct change would be greatly appreciated, and if we could be of any further assistance, then just ask us as we join you in the cabin shortly.
Christian, those fire trucks are usually the ones that I drive over and suck into my engines. Would be nice, wouldn't it, if when we came into land we did have a little bit of rain, just as the METAR's reporting. They're not always accurate in flight sim. Well, the METARs are accurate, obviously they're pulled from the internet. How they're depicted is not always accurate. But, don't know, looking at that weather radar. Could be. Could be. So guys, if you haven't done so already, please do me a favour and hit that like button on the stream for me. Really does make a big difference to our YouTube rankings. So if you would be so kind to drop us a little like, that would be really really nice of you. So, Unbud in around 11 miles, and that's when we're going to begin. That's the start of the star once again, just to in case any of you missed it. So, Unbud, and down then to Regvo. We then skip this little bit out, go to Elbov. From Elbov we take an easterly heading from Elbov, 3,000 feet at Elbov, and then we intercept just here for the ILS. Big thank you to Scott and Philippe on Facebook. Thank you very much for the follows, guys. Similar, you wish you had school in the morning 35 years ago. Oh, right, what was that? QNH 1015. Let's get that on the standby. Check nothing drastic has changed there. No, that's all looking good. So what we expected, we've got overcast clouds, 4,300 feet. As our left hand turn to Zulu Victor 725. What a wonderfully named waypoint. So we probably got about, or what would we say, 20. We probably got about 55 to 60 track miles to run. What are we at? Flight level 210. That's not too bad. Could perhaps look at increasing the rate of descent a little bit. No, we're not doing the RMP approach anymore. Weather got a little bit worse. The aircraft, as it stands from fly-by-wire, doesn't quite work at RMP approaches. I'm not familiar with the airport, so we've gone for the ILS. Slight crosswind from the left, so that should probably perform part of our arrival briefing, actually. Slight crosswind, which we need to be aware of. So let's just look at slowing down a little bit. A little bit of speed brake to assist with that, keep that rate of descent up. Lewis, is this a tough approach? Dear Lord, I hope not. No, I don't think so. We've definitely done. It's not Innsbruck or anything like that. Dick, so you flew into Stavanger yesterday. The Isle approach didn't work out as expected. Oh dear. Let's hope we don't have something similar here then. And greetings to you as well from the Netherlands. Great stuff. Thanks for watching. Captain 79, is it easy to place your SimBrief flight plan into Navigraph? Absolutely. Make your SimBrief flight plan, link your Navigraph up to SimBrief in the settings, and then you click on flights, and you then select new. I'm not going to do it, but you select new flight, and it just says import from SimBrief, and it is as simple as that. Does it all automatically. Silvio, we are on VATSIM. I had to think then. So what I've got about 120 people watching on YouTube. That's really nice. That's a decent amount of passengers. And runway 36. Right, okay. Here's another thing that we nearly missed. Runway 36, the width of that runway is 60 meters. This is a huge runway, width-wise. So we need to take that into consideration with regards to how it looks as we're approaching it. Can catch you out. So, passing flight level, we just passed flight level 160. And we can probably now look at getting our passengers all strapped in. So, seatbelt signs coming on. Let's run our approach checklist. So, minimums are set both sides. 229. Engine mode selects norm. Electronic flight bag is stowed and we've done our departure? We've done our arrival briefing. As we start to head down into this weather, I'm going to pop the anti-ice on now. Prabo, is this a high altitude landing? No, elevation is 29 feet. 29 feet, that is all. GC bounds, yeah, you could do a live stream with as many subs or as little subs as you wish. I think my first live stream, I probably got about 2 people and a dog watching. And one of them dogs were mine. Right, so what are we at? We're just past final 130. Let's just bring that a little bit. 5 miles from Regvo. And we probably need to start slowing down now. So, 220 knots set. And we're now going to set altitude 3,000 feet. Set local pressure 1015 and 3,000 blue. Okay, so slowing down to green dot, approach phase activated, manage speed selected, and down we go to 3,000 feet. As we pass 10,000, we'll get those landing lights on. If this was daytime, would it turn off the terrain ground proximity warning system? Oh god, no. No. Okay, so I'm going to select slightly faster rate of descent now to get us down. We're also going to go keep those spoilers out. Flaps 1, speed 1,800 feet, and flaps 1. Do we have flaps 1? Yes, we do. Flaps 1. That's good. Got the landing system on. 12 miles out, we're approaching this at a 90 degree angle at the moment. GC, have I ever had a crash to desktop? Most of them on loading the simulator. HD, I just wanted to, yeah, we do need to lose a bit of height. If we go open descent with that speed brakes, hopefully that will drop us down a little faster, won't it? However, it's going to slow us down to S speed first. We are a little bit high. Nine miles out and 7,000 feet is not where I want to be. 9 miles out, I should be at 3,000 feet. Do you know what? We may have to do a circle here. Let's increase that speed. We can easily roll it back.
Cabin crew, please prepare the cabin for landing.
If I'm not happy with this, we're going to go around. No, I'm not happy with this. We didn't get down fast enough. Spoilers are out. What am I? I'm 6 miles away, and at 4,000 feet. I've also not even got eyes on the runway at the moment. So let's stop. There you go. Let's stop. Right. So. Let's go mist, shall we? I'm going to stop our... we're going to level off there. And we'll go into heading mode. We can stay in the approach phase. We're just going to come out. We'll go to the left, of course. That's safer. We'll hold at 3,000 feet.
Please ensure your cabin bag is safely stowed with your
Head out to the west.
Your tray table must be stowed. Armrest down, and
3,000 feet is fine. We'll just make that approach
you
again.
Now need to be seated with your seatbelt fastened, ready for landing. Please help us by handing in any rubbish, newspapers, or magazines that you do not want to take with you. The toilets are no longer in service.
Better to go around than have a rubbish landing and approach. Minimum safe altitude is 2,900 feet. We're at 3,000 feet coming up to the west, and we'll just do it again. Danny, no, we'll not fly the full missed approach procedure. 1, there's no air traffic control. But 2, we no need to overfly the runway. We've literally just gone... we didn't even get that far. So there we go. Altitude 3,000 feet. That's fine. So, let's start that approach again. pull those flaps back in, and we'll start to just accelerate back up to green dot. And we'll go heading 180 and we'll just do it again. And I've said this before in a couple of streams, and I'm sure HD is going to back me up. Better to do it again. Always better to do it again. Dot Wallop, oh, we're in Norway. Do you want air traffic control? That wouldn't have been a bad idea. Would have probably got down quicker. Right, that's Nick behind me. So, are we going to get him before Nick? I'm not sure. Do you know what? We may Nick. If we let Nick go over the top of us, then let's see how far away he is. Stavanger approach. Easy 34 Alpha Mike is now heading away from the airfield, heading 180. Arriving traffic. Just state your distance to the airport, please.
Yeah, Figure 464, we're approximately 50 miles, or we're 10 miles away from Piddock.
10 miles from Piddock. That'll give us time to come in. 10 miles away. Yeah, that's fine. Roger, thanks E3, Easy 3 for Alpha Mike. We're starting our approach again now.
Yep, roger that. I've got visual on you.
Okay, so let's come back round to a easterly heading. Let's go select flaps 1 again. Speed check, that's fine. Yeah, HD fuel is fine. Good job we loaded that little extra. Okay, down to the platform of 2,700. Oh, Dot Wallop, yeah, if only you'd have found us a little bit sooner, then you could have guided us in, mate. That would have been great.
Cabin crew, please take your seats for landing.
That wind seems to have increased a bit. Having said that, we're still at 2,700 feet, so I'm sure it will be fine. Okay, let's get that approach on. There we go, lock start. Autopilot 2 coming on. Cat 3 dual, glide slope blue. Here's the localizer coming in. And flaps 2. Aircraft giving us a bit of left and right action there. Glide slope captured. Missed approach altitude.
2,500.
Set 3,000 feet. Radio altimeter is alive. Seven miles out. And we'll start to configure in a moment. So let's go. Landing gear down. Spoilers armed. Anti-ice can come off. Lights on. Ding the cabin. And flaps 3. Speed check. Flaps 3. 12155 and flaps full. And good evening, Easy34 Alpha Mike landing runway 18 at Stavanger, 5 mile final, fully established. Should we try that again? Thought we'd selected that right. VPilot not liking that. Stavanger approach Easy34 Alpha Michael landing runway 36, 4 mile final. Oh well, I've done my bit. I'll contact him when I'm landed. That looks a little bit bumpy, doesn't it?
1,000.
And 10 touch, Speedbird 464 with you established.
And 1,000 feet.
1,000.
Autopilot 12 disengaged. My aircraft, I have control. Just watching that wind, still 30 knots, slight headwind.
Working a bit better now, Easy34 Alpha Mike Plus Control, hello. Wind 280 degrees, 5 knots, runway 36, clear to land.
Clear to land runway 36, Easy34 Alpha Mike.
Speedbird 464 Plus Control on frequency.
Yeah, but Speedbird 464.
Speedbird 464 Plus Control, hello. Wind 280 degrees, 5 knots, runway 3.
Okay, cabin secured for landing, auto thrust speed, go around altitude set, landing, ECAM memo, no blue.
We're getting memo approach and we have the traffic, Speedbird 464.
Hoping these frame rates hold out. Let's just watch that glide slopes getting away from us a little bit. The wind was buffeting the, don't know if you guys saw that, lifting us up. That's why we've come high a little bit. Get that back on track. And remember, it's a really wide runway, which can play tricks with us, particularly at night time.
100 above. 200. Minimum.
Continue.
$100. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10, 10, 5.
And reversers are on. Deceleration confirmed. $70 knots, reversers off. And we're on the rollout.
Ladies and gentlemen, the cabin crew will shortly be leaving their seats to perform safety-related duties. However, we ask that you remain seated until the fasten seatbelt sign has been switched off. Portable electronic devices for messaging, calls or internet...
Polaris, good evening, Norfolk 635 with you, Coca 2 Charlie departure.
With you, checking in the seat pockets, underneath the seat, and in the overhead lockers. Do take care when opening the lockers in case anything falls out.
Checking in on frequency. Before you respond, please turn down your microphone and stay in call sign only.
Crew, it has been our pleasure looking after you today. Our ground crew will help you complete your Easyjet journey.
That was Norfolk 635.
Flight and destination
Norfolk 635, hello. Please turn down your microphone. You are very loud. Easy34 Alpha Mike, welcome to Sola, and sorry for the late call there, but I thought that hop off. Anyways, You can taxi Golf Sierra Lima stand 16.
Taxi via Golf Sierra Lima stand 16 for Easy 34 Alpha Mike, thank you.
All should be tuned in next stream.
We'll hope to see you then. Okay, so where we're going? Golf Sierra and Lima to stand 16. Okay, so first right.
And also to 635 radio check.
Also 635, that's much better, thank you very much. And let's see, can you squawk 5656 please?
Oh, beautiful. Modded airport, so we get taxi signs.
I don't know what happened there. It's 635.
No, I see that all the time. It's just your microphone that's misconfigured, but
that's Sierra,
yeah,
then on to Lima for 16, so to the left.
Good evening.
And 16 is opposite Romeo.
11,600 feet.
So let's check this out. Oh, there we go. We've got stand signs as well.
8988, board out of control. Good evening. Squawk 1473.
Squawk 1473, Scandinavian 898.
Runway 16 appears to be occupied, and I know why. That's my fault. I've got ground traffic on. So we'll take runway. We'll take 15. Stavanger, Easy 34 Alpha Mike. Just for information, can we take stand 15, please?
Easy 34 Alpha Mike. Of course, stand 15 route.
Thank you. Turn in there and then shutting down. Thanks for the service. Good night.
Flowers control to Airport 64 vacated. If we get parking next to the Easyjet, that would be great.
2464, yeah, I thought so. You can taxi Golf Romeo Lima stand 14.
Golf Romeo Lima and stand 14.
Okay, parking brake is on. APU is running. Let's shut engine 1 down, shut engine 2 down, release the passengers. And, oh, hang on, we've got to wait for the logbook, don't we? Dot Willop, yeah, it happens quite often. Normally, I'm just about to touch down and air traffic control will come along and say, contact me. If that's the case, I normally ignore them. Or the opposite as well. I'm literally about to begin the takeoff roll, and then they'll tell you to contact them. Right, beacon light is coming off. Let's have a look at the jetway. Let's get that connected as well, shall we? Then we'll get the doors open. We'll also get the passengers deboarded. And if anyone is made of money, you can enjoy beer, which is really rather expensive here. Oh, look! HD's on the right-hand side, look. It's a HD airport.
Oh, Norway Shuttle 635 identified possible 250, cleared to P3 Mike arrival, and okay, hold on 1 second, I don't have Oslo open for some reason.
And here comes the jetway.
We'll plan for the Adobe 3 Mike and we'll stand by 635.
Okay,
yes,
APU's available
it's got to be Adobe 3
as
Mike
well.
arrival, expect ILS 19 right.
There we go. External power is connected.
Adobe 3 Mike and expect ILS 19 right, North Shuttle 650.
Okay, we can say goodbye to our good friend on air traffic control. Thank you for that. Just gives a little bit more realism towards the ending there. Beautiful. Okay, guys, and we're safely on the ground in Stavanger. Enjoyed that flight. Nice evening departure, of course, from Manchester. We had a little issue with landing, but realistically, it didn't cause too much of a problem. Always better to go around, and I will always maintain that particularly when we've got time to spare as well as we did this evening. Just go around. If ever you find yourself in that situation, what did it add? It probably added 5-6 minutes to the flight. Obviously we didn't have any air traffic control to worry about, and we knew we got an aircraft behind us, but we were still well within the time of being able to sort that out. So yeah, the only thing I would say about that is I knew which way, if I needed to go missed approach, I knew the missed approach altitude and where it is I needed to go at the airport to make sure we were safe and above minimum safe altitude. A lot of that thanks to training from HD, so I would say a big thank you to HD for that. Right, night. With that, we're good to go and signing off for the night. Big thank you to everyone who has joined me on the flight this evening on Facebook, YouTube and Twitch. Big thank you to those who have donated and contributed to the channel, and of course, as always, a great good night to our Easyjetsimpilot channel members here on YouTube. We'll look forward to seeing you for the next flight, and that will be tomorrow. Good night, everybody.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the flight deck once again, I hope you have enjoyed your flight with us today here on Easyjet. On behalf of myself, the first officer and the cabin crew, may we wish you a safe and pleasant journey from the airport, and we hope to see you again very soon. In order to increase the comfort of your next flight, please take a look at joining the Easyjetsimpilot channel, and we offer extra perks for those frequent flyers. We look forward to seeing you again. Thank you once again for flying with Easyjet.